Hey guys, it's SimQueen, and today I'm doing another speed build. This time it's a small modern home. It's not really meant for my save file. It might be in there somewhere, but I didn't create any like a family to live in it. I didn't do anything like that. I just felt like building. I've been in a building mood lately. Watching other people on YouTube with their builds kind of inspires me all the time to build. So the more the community is building, the more I feel like building because I'm watching it. And so today I'm doing this small modern type house. I got a picture off Google from the outside, of course, like I normally do. And then the inside, I sort of just went with whatever I thought might look good. I did not cut out the floor plan because I didn't really need to. I think it actually came together pretty nicely. The outside, it was meant to have this sort of modern look with like the wood and like contrasting colors and like the big black windows, and I think that I did a pretty good job getting the exterior just right. But then for some reason I went into the interior and went with this like red theme, which didn't really match the outside very well. But I mean, I guess it's not very realistic. Like the outsides of houses don't have to match the inside. That's just silly. But it's definitely not what I intended to do when I built this house. I was kind of gonna go for kind of a sleek, like all white maybe look, and for some reason I went with red. I'm still really happy with how it turned out. I guess I was feeling kind of inspired by the new stuff that we got with the latest patch. It was the lunar year, I think, the stuff that we got there. I can't remember all the items that came with it, but I remember looking at it and thinking like I wanted to do some kind of build that used these items. So I did use a few things that came with that update, not a ton. Looking back, I wish that I had used a few more and turned this into a very like Asian inspired house. The inside to me is it's pretty Asian looking, I think. Like the reds and the blacks, like to me it's kind of got that vibe. But I really wish that I had just really gone for it and used all the stuff that came with the lunar year. I was gonna say pack. I guess it's not really a pack, but we got like the tree. I think it's like a tree in a pot that comes with like a bunch of letters attached to it. There's one that has like oranges on it. There's like a plate of oranges. There's a lot of really cool stuff in that pack. So yeah, I mean, they're not all featured in this build like I wish they were, but I was really happy with the stuff that we got. So for the upstairs of the house, I did use that little half wall to kind of create a balcony like scenario, but I mean, you can't actually go up there. This house is only one floor. But I think I'm really happy with how it turned out. I like the look of the windows. And I think it worked out really well with like the flow of the floor plan and everything like that. Sometimes I'll find a picture on Google and try to build it as best I can. And in the end, it doesn't turn out like what the picture looks like. But to me, it's still kind of what I was going for, and I'm still happy with it. A lot of the times I'll use kind of pictures from Pinterest or Google or wherever as sort of just like a stepping stone into the direction that I want to go, and then I just take off from there on my own little thing. Lately I've been trying to completely finish the outside of my houses before I go on into the inside. Normally I fail at that and I just do whatever I want, but this time I think I did a pretty good job. I did finish most of the landscaping and the outside of the house before I went on to the inside, which I'm happy for because I feel like by the time I build a house and furnish it, and I go to the landscaping, I have like no more energy to keep going, and then I end up just kind of slacking with the landscaping, and I'm trying not to do that anymore. I'm trying to sort of put more energy and more time and more of my, I guess, focused attention into doing the landscaping. So that's why I decided to start with it instead of end with it, so that it kind of shows that I did try and I did care about it. And I think that it looks pretty good. I'm really happy with it. I stuck to a few of the same kind of bushes, didn't go too crazy with it. I think that's a really good tip that I learned from Simlacy. She said, when you're doing landscaping, try to stick with the same colors and the same types of bushes. Don't just get one of everything, because then it kind of looks messy and it doesn't really look very good. So I thought that was a really good tip. So now I am trying to figure out what I want this kitchen to look like. I went back and forth between going for the black look, and at this point I hadn't quite decided what I wanted to do. And then it took me a couple minutes, and here I'm probably researching pictures of really modern kitchens and trying to find kind of what direction I wanted to go in. And then I decided to get rid of everything and try something else. I was going to go for these brown and white countertops, but changed those to, as you can see, I went back and forth so much. I really did not have a plan for the inside, which maybe I should have. it maybe would have turned out, well, actually no, I'm happy with how it turned out. I like the way it turned out, but I do think next time I should probably have an idea for what I'm trying to do. So this time I'm just doing all black, and then I add some red accents, like the chairs there, the microwave, the ice cream machine, all those sort of red accents. I really love the kitchen. Like, I'm so happy with it. I don't know why I'm saying that it's got like an Asian vibe to it. It really kind of doesn't. Like, why do I think that red and black is like that Asian kind of vibe? I don't know, but to me it kind of looks that way. I think if I had used more of the Lunar Year stuff, then I would have called it more of an Asian inspired house. But either way, I think it looks really good. I'm happy with all the red stuff. It kind of to me looks a little upscale, like all the things in this kitchen probably cost a lot. And that's kind of what I was going for. Like, it's a small house, but it's worth a lot. I can't remember exactly how much it is. It is on the gallery. You can definitely download it. My origin ID is SimQueen 1992, but I don't remember how much it is. I just know that I really didn't hold back when it came to furnishing. Like, I used the most expensive stove and fridge that they had to offer. So yeah, I did not hold back. So that was pretty much it for the kitchen. Went back and forth between the black and white tiles and just solid white. I did end up going with this one, I'm pretty sure. But I definitely understand if you think that's too diner looking and you'd want to change it to white if you download this house. Part of me would rather see it as white or just black. I don't know. I go back and forth between that. Like, right now I kind of like it, but yes, it does give that diner kind of vibe. So I don't know. I'm a little torn, but it is, in the final build, it's the black and white tiles. And then for the dining room, I just used that glass top table, some red chairs, and then added some more red accents throughout the house. I went back and forth on the colors as well. I wanted to have a couple of red feature walls to kind of make the room pop a little bit, and I don't remember what I ended up doing, but my plan was to try, I'm Googling something again, probably looking at modern living rooms and things like that, to try to get some inspiration for what I wanted to do. By this point, I was pretty committed to doing the red theme. So I wanted the rest of the build to look like that. I chose this black leather couch, and then I think I chose some red chairs. I mean, I should be able to remember this, but honestly, I did 3 builds in a matter of 2 days, and they're like one after another, so I honestly don't really remember, at what time I do everything. But I think pretty soon I start throwing, when did I use red for this build? I'm just trying to think, like, I must have done a red carpet. I don't know. Like, I kind of wish that I would just like record a build and then do the voiceover right away after so I can remember while it's still fresh in my head. But instead I did 3 builds all in a row within 2 days, and now I'm just editing and doing the voiceovers one after another. So they all kind of blended together in my mind. But I do like that rug, and looking at it now, I hope that I keep it. I'm watching along with you at this point. Who knows what I'm going to do? I did go with that red wall, and I think I used it in the bedroom as well. I really like the look of like the white and the red contrasting together. And then I did use some black curtains to try to make it look a little more lived in. Sometimes I don't like to fully cover up a window, which you can do with some of the window coverings we have in the game, but I feel like sometimes it's nice to have that natural light. But at the same time, it doesn't look realistic to have no window coverings. So I've been using those half blinds a lot, which I think are really good. And now just looking for a rug under the dining room table. I don't think I've ever done a build where I didn't put a rug under the dining room table. Like, it just feels like it needs to happen. So I did put one there, and then put a fireplace there at the end of it too, which I think looks really good, and like a little bit of rock behind it. I'm really happy with how the fireplace turned out. I think it looks good. And I like how the dining room table is kind of centered in front of it. I was really happy with how that turned out. And just added some mirrors in that corner just for a little bit of dimension, I guess, for this room. And I think we're on into the master bedroom now. So this house has, like, technically it's 2 bedrooms, but I did one master bedroom and the other room is actually an office, and then of course the bathroom. But you can easily change the other room into a bedroom as well. This would be good for like a single mom or single dad. I mean, they'd have to have some money, obviously, but even just to download it unfurnished and furnish it yourself, I think it's a really good layout. I do love the layout of the house, and I think you could furnish it probably quite cheaply. I wish I knew how much it was unfurnished, but I don't. I'd be interested to see though, because it would probably be considered a starter home. It's pretty small. But in this master bedroom here, I am using a painting there that I've never used before above the bed. And then I went with the black walls with the red feature wall, which I think looked really good. And then I used that dresser there. I just love the red and the blacks and the whites. I'm just really happy with the theme that I chose for this. Like I said, I wish I'd used more from the Lunar Year stuff. I thought I used a lot more than this. I don't know when it shows up. I thought I did a lot better than that, but apparently I didn't use it as much as I thought. Maybe it's in another build. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong build. Like, that is entirely possible that there are no items from the Lunar Year patch, and I just am making this up and it's in a totally different build. That is entirely possible. But either way, we're pretty much just finishing up the master bedroom now. I'm adding a rug. It's got a TV in there and that really tall shelf, which I love to use as well. And yeah, I think it looks really good. I'm happy with the screenshots for this house as well. I think all the rooms turned out really good and they look good in the screenshots. I went with this corner bathtub. I don't use those as much as I should. And then I just put some candles around the edges to kind of make it look kind of, I don't know, cozy, romantic? I don't know. And then I did a bit of a different thing. I did more of a shower like room almost. Like I put that half wall behind the shower and then it's kind of like an L shape, and then I just stuck the shower in that corner there, which I think looks really good. I'm happy with it. I like how it kind of adds some dimension to the room as well. I'm trying to get more creative with bathrooms. Sometimes I go over the top and make them way too fancy. They're just bathrooms and I need to remember that. But in this case, I really like the way that turned out. I did put like a little chandelier type thing above the bathtub, which I think looks really nice. I'm happy with how the bathroom turned out. It was a little dark though, so I added some wall lights in there. And oh, of course, I had to put more lights in the rest of the house. I wanted to make sure it was really well lit, especially for pictures. I think it looks way better. Now in the office, I just put a computer in there with like the red chair. And then I put the bookshelf, there's a mirror. That red painting, or I guess it's more like a movie poster that I put behind the computer, I think looks really good. I did put in a little couch, a guitar. I think I added some other kind of creative stuff. I thought I put in a couple of guitars, but of course, I can't quite remember. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the office. Just adding a few more little cluttery items, like a little table underneath this mirror. And I think I put a plant on it. Again, who knows? I don't even know what I did. But yeah, and of course those red lamps I really like. I just feel like I don't use the color red enough. And because to me it's such a bold color, and if you're gonna go for it, you really have to go for it. And in this case I did. I mean, the whole house has pops of red everywhere, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. That wine picture just wasn't really working for me, so I did put like a little table there with a lamp and some sculptures on it, and then I think I put a painting above that. I normally really like that wine painting, but it just wasn't really working for me in this case. It just didn't match the rest of the house. Oh, that movie poster, I've never used that before, so I put that in there. A couple of rugs at the doors there, and I think that was pretty much it for the inside of the house. Oh yeah, I did need some more light fixtures as well throughout the house, just because that main area was looking a little bit dark, and I find that I'm always using the same lights. Those little like gray disc lights that everybody uses because they do provide the best light. But I wanted to look a little bit different. And now I think we're just going on to the back patio, which is just not really, there's not much to work with there. So I just put a little table and chairs. I think I put a barbecue back there as well. I mean, you can kind of add whatever you want to it. I think it'd be a good place to put like a yoga mat as well, because your Sims could do yoga on the back patio. And I did put some lights too, so that when it's dark, they can still kind of hang out there. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this build. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below, let me know what you think. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would appreciate it so much if you could subscribe. Thanks for watching.